Well, good morning. Thanks for joining me for another edition of Jim Wilson's FNN Fishing News Network. We just enjoy speaking and seeing you all every Saturday. And I can see you out there. You think I can't, but this thing works both ways. And it's such a pleasure. And we've had so much fun resurrecting the show. And as you saw, we have Mike Nichols as a new sponsor, and we've got a couple of others that we'll be adding. And we've got plenty of room if you want to find a top-notch place to do some advertising early in the morning. It just so happens that the Jim Wilson Show carries the morning over our competitors, as if we have any. But anyway, it's just so great to have you all here. And to start right off, let's take a look at tides, because we're at the City Marina downtown. We're recording on Wednesday, the day before the 4th of July, and we've already started having plenty of fireworks. And it looks like tomorrow we may get plenty of fireworks we're not looking for or asking for. We're just hoping that the rain stays away, because they always plan such a great 4th of July show, and it would be a very, very sad thing to see it washed out. Stan Jones is the new manager here, taking over from Bill Lloyd. And Stan is going to be joining us and telling us they've got a lot of new things that they're planning and coming up. Of course, the city, as you know, is already in the process of rebuilding the marina itself and other things. So there's just so much going on, and it's such a wonderful place. If you're going to launch your boat, get live bait, you can fish here. If you're from out of state, you can come and fish off this marina by just buying a one-day dollar pass, and you're perfectly legal. Otherwise, an out-of-state fishing license is fairly expensive, but that covers you so that you can fish from here. And they catch a variety of species. They catch flounder, they catch redfish, they catch Spanish mackerel, hardtails, you name it. Just about anything that's going to be swims by the marina. It was kind of strange. Last year we had a phenomenal year for squid. This year we had some squid, but nothing to compare. And that was so much fun when they're here, because you can see them there, and they grab onto those little squid jigs and pop them up. And trust me, if you like fresh calamari, you can never get better than catching these yourself and then turning them into that wonderful fried calamari, because that's what it is. By the way, Gag Grouper opened up on July 1st. And of course, Red Snapper is closed for the charter boats and for the head boats, but it's still open in state waters for recreational fishermen. Now, you know I take a lot of issues with Dr. Roy Crabtree, and I just think it's criminal, the fact that with all the bad weather we had and all the other problems, charter boats and head boats had so many days cut out, and they are not getting them replaced. And I guarantee you that when it comes time to start looking at how successful the season was, the good old king crab is going to tell you that, well, we outfished our quota again. And of course, he covers the entire Gulf, which includes all the other 4 states, which would be Alabama, of course, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Texas just kind of makes their own rules, and it seems to work out. Here in Florida, we have to be a little more consistent. But one of the things that I want to tell you about in grouper fishing is don't pass up trolling for grouper. Get yourself one of those Man's 25 plus and troll over some of these wrecks and places, and you'll be surprised when all of a sudden that line goes tight and you're pulling in. The biggest I've caught trolling was a 17-pound, and guess where I caught it? Right off the end of the West Jetty. Trolling right there in about 30 feet of water, and you can't beat that. And they're in the bay. You can find them trolling. Check some of those reefs, and that's a good spot to be looking for them also. And the live bait, catch yourself some nice big croakers or any kind of a good-sized, hand-sized fish. Fish some of these inside wrecks here. You'll be surprised who lives down there. I was talking to a fellow the other day that does a lot of underwater diving and photography. He says it's about 150 or 200 pound, we call in the old days Jewfish, now they're, we call them a big grouper, you know, and they lives right off the end of the West Jetty. And I'm pretty sure that's what's grabbed some lines from time to time and started hauling them out. But again, as I keep saying, I do all the cooking. Pat does all the heavy lifting, and she's been doing it this summer, testing blind babies for the Children's Home Society. And it's amazing what she does to find out the ability of these little children that are so young, and many, it's so sad because most of them are coming from homes that have drugs involved and other things which have contributed to the problems of these little babies. But that's what she's been doing. So I do all the cooking, and guess what? Tanya's Garden, that's where we go to get all of our fresh stuff. I had some last night, had some of their zucchini and yellow squash and onions cooked together. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then we throw in some mushrooms and some eggplant and roast it with big slices of red bell pepper on top, and we make roasty vegetables. Go see Tanya right across from Soul Tractor just before you get to Haney Vocational School. And I'm finally going out and pick up my 17-foot square back canoe and trailer from AMW Trailers, the folks that have been building them here since the 50s. They take care of keeping your trailers greased and ready to go, parts, whatever you need, specialty trailers. You go see AMW Trailers, and I guarantee you that Lynn and his crew out there will satisfy you or have what you need in stock. They have galvanized and aluminum, and they're the place to go. Well, stay tuned. So we're coming back in just a minute and talk with Stan, the new man down here at the Panama City Marina.
For everything you need on or off the water, visit the Panama City and St. Andrews Marinas. Both locations provide you with easy access boat slips, ramps, fuel, bait, and tackle. Come visit our ship stores and see our unique nautical gifts and clothing, or just relax with a cool drink and grab a snack while watching the boats come in.
Don't forget that mariner on your shopping list. Come by and see our unique nautical gifts, cards, and clothing at Panama City or St. Andrews Marina. Call 872-7272 for more information.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
Hi folks, Larry Lee here at Coin and Bullion Reserves. The Swiss government has requested that the Federal Reserve return to it all of the gold bullion which it has long had deposited at Fort Knox. Do they know something you and I don't? Well, I think I do know. And I think it may be time for you to consider buying some gold and silver too. And no one will sell you gold and silver cheaper than Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
Coin and Bullion Reserves.
How will the new healthcare regulations affect you? Call Mike Nichols at Nichols & Associates, your local Florida Blue agency for the answers. Stop by today or call 747-0288.
Need a storage shed, pole barn, or garage? Who do you call? Two-time site-built buildings. They come completely prefabbed with aluminum siding and 3/4-inch floors. Constructed on your property by James McConnell and his crew. With no middleman, his prices is lower, and with easy payment terms. Here's my 12-foot by 20-foot shed that went through a 3-foot gate and anchored like a mobile home. He's been building here for 15 years. See the samples at 3822 Highway 98 in Springfield, and call today at 850-257-5729. When you want your lawn to go from this to this, you need to call Leroy Dennis and his helper Bill Grimes. They can do it in one day. Not only that, but Leroy offers discounts to seniors and active and former military. He and his partner can handle any commercial jobs. Don't wait to give them a call at 358-6696. Guess what? If you aren't satisfied, I'll pay for it myself. Don't delay. Call the experts now and look great tomorrow. Stan Jones, what a pleasure to finally meet you.
Well,
the new marina manager and taking over from our dear friend Bill Lloyd.
Yes, sir, I am. I've got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but I tell you what, if you've got Bill on call, I know he'll help you out anytime, and you'll find that this is a very friendly place to be.
You know, Southern hospitality is alive and well in Panama City. It's been a fantastic move for my family and I, and we just love it.
Speaking of which, where did you move here from?
From Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay. I think I've mentioned to you that my daughter lives in North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
She lives in Kernersville, and I haven't been to visit them there yet. They've just been there a little over a year, but she loves it. They're near the mountains and all those kind of things.
The Carolinas are very nice, but Panama City is now home.
Were you in the marina business up there?
I was. I managed Charleston Harbor Marina for the past 3.5 years.
That's much bigger than Panama City.
Yes, sir. It was 17,000 linear feet of dock.
Yeah.
And it was a very big business, and I was looking for something that would be a little less stressful, more comfortable, and I wanted to find a home where I could be a part of the community.
Oh, sure. Well, you found it here. Do you have children?
I have a 2.5-year-old son named Tide, not like Roll Tide, but like the ebb and flow.
Oh, wow.
And a 4.5-year-old daughter named Hannah.
How great. Well, my wife is younger than me. She's on the show with me quite often. And we just had her 5-year-old granddaughter visiting for 4 days. It's amazing how smart kids are now. I'm sure you have iPads and all that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they just amaze you every day.
They're the little sponges. They remember everything.
Oh, yeah.
Their personalities just develop every day.
Well, you know, we were just talking earlier, of course, I mentioned to the folks that we're recording this on Wednesday, the day before the 4th of July. Of course, it airs on Saturday. So whenever we're talking about today, we're talking about Saturday. But I did remind folks that we've got that while we're doing this show, you're in the planning for hopefully good weather for the fireworks tomorrow night.
Well, I'm definitely hopeful, and it will go on as planned.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun whether it rains or shines.
Well, let's put it this way. You're getting a birth by fire here.
I prefer that.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to be thrown to the wolves and see if I come out unscathed.
Well, let me ask you this. I saw a little bit of interview with you the other day, and you were mentioning you're going to have possible enlargements or more ramps being built here, do you think?
Well, I've kind of looked at the area and seen the demands, and I definitely feel that the Mayor Brudnicki is correct that Panama City needs more access to the water.
Yes.
Especially with the marina renovation project that we've got going on, there is just going to be more demand in this area. And so I think that to help relieve some of the pressure at this local boat ramp, it will be best that the city develop something else. And it really needs to have a standalone boat ramp that can accommodate, the traffic. So many people come to Panama City to see the water from other states.
Oh, absolutely.
So we really need to be able to
rely on other states.
Absolutely. And it's just not adequate. And I'm afraid those folks, if they know they're going to have a challenge getting in the water, that they'll just go somewhere else. So it would be very beneficial to the city to have an additional launch ramp.
Wonderful. Now listen, comparing the marina here, and of course you cover St. Andrews Marina also.
Yes, sir.
Observing you as a hotel, what's your occupancy rate right now?
Our occupancy is very good. We're at least 90% occupied, which is a very, very healthy marina. All marinas have taken a hit over the last couple of years.
I've been in this business. I've taken them every direction you can take them.
Sure.
So we know exactly what you're saying.
But the occupancy also shows that it is healthy, and people are now confident that the tide is turning with the economy. And so we're seeing more and more people call us and ask for rates and bringing their boats in. So
well, and you continually see a lot of boats for sale and a lot of boats being bought. So people, this fishing season, we just finished the red snapper season for the commercial. When I say commercial, I mean charter boats, head boats, those kind of things. Recreational, we still have another, I think, 15 or 18 days to go.
Yes, sir.
And fishing has just been so excellent, as it always is here, for that species, and of course, groupers open.
Well, and scallop season, so this area offers so much.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. I see a lot of people around here, and I think they're spoiled. They don't understand how great they've got it.
Oh, Well, you're 100% right, but that's why we attract so many people
Yes.
from L.A. That's Laura, Alabama.
Okay.
She just moved here. And, of course, Georgia also. We welcome all those people. And they add an awful lot to our economy. And we have some great tournaments that go on here. And we haven't had one out of the marina here in quite a while, and I was tournament director of the last big one we had, which was called Fish Stock.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to get together and, you know, talk about having some future tournaments.
We certainly do. Of course, you've got to learn all these pelagic, meaning seasonal fish
Yes.
that we have. It's like a changing smorgasbord in a restaurant because the Spanish mackerel, as I say, they come dancing in the spring and all those flashing silver and green and beautiful colors, and then along behind them come the king mackerel. Everything is bait dependent.
Sure.
And you, by the way, you sell live bait here,
Oh, absolutely, we do.
and you have gas fill-ups and those kind of things.
We do ethanol free.
Yeah, well, not only ethanol free, but it's got some kind of additives.
We have ValveTech. It's
Yeah, ValveTech.
specially formulated marine fuel that extends the life of the fuel. It also makes your engines run more efficiently.
And mentioning that, I constantly warn my audience, if you've got, especially like me, older folks with an older two-cycle engine,
Yes.
if you put anything but ethanol free in there, you're asking for trouble. Pay the extra money. It's like
Absolutely.
buying insurance that you're using. We all pay insurance on our car, our house, and life, and we hope we never have to use it.
Absolutely.
But you buy the extra, then you're getting benefit every time.
Well, if you introduce ethanol into your fuel, your fuel system, you're causing phase separation.
Yeah.
Which means that the water the ethanol, and the gasoline will separate out.
Absolutely.
And ethanol also reduces the elasticity of your fuel lines, can cause them to crack, and
Yep.
you can have further problems. It can also cause pinhole leaks in fiberglass gas tanks.
And we're the only people stupid enough to use food to run on our cars.
I'd rather eat corn.
That's exactly right. Now, I just was talking about one of my roadside stand people who's called Tanya's Garden. Right up the road here, you go in there and you're going to feel like you're right down on the farm.
Fantastic.
All fresh stuff.
I need to learn these little secret
Oh
spots.
yeah, oh yeah. We'll give you a map of all
Okay.
the secrets. And well, it's such a pleasure to welcome you here. And we had such a wonderful time with Bill Lloyd. I think I told you that he and I ended up both graduating from Gulfport High School about 30 years apart.
Wow.
And then going on to a little college north of there. So
Well, we're still going to see Bill quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
He's, I told him though, if you're sniffing around too much, I'm going to hand you a broom and put you to work.
Yeah.
So, but he's still around, and he's just going to enjoy a lot more time on the water.
when do we expect to see some start to this marina improvement business going on?
Really,
Have the bids gone out?
middle, yes, the middle to late July, you're going to see some demolition work, and then it'll just start rolling right along.
Now, another one of your little nightmares is the ice plant.
Sure.
When do we see it start making
About
some
that
moves?
same time frame, and just a couple of weeks from now, you're going to see it begin the process to relocate it over to St. Andrews.
Well, I must congratulate you. Here you are moving to this new place, and all of a sudden say, oh, you're just in time. We're changing everything.
Well, I saw that as an opportunity, and
Yeah.
I love the forethought of the town leaders
Yeah.
to put some money into the city. I see Panama City is at a cusp of becoming truly something great, and,
Oh, yeah.
and really becoming a destination location for marine boaters, transient boaters, and people driving in from other states.
When I've been involved, not on just television, but writing for magazines, I had my own newspaper for 14 years and things like that here. One of my metaphors that I've used in a story recently is when you stand on the sand at Panama City Beach, you're standing in the center of one of the world's great fishing compasses.
Absolutely.
To the south, the Gulf of Mexico, with an unlimited list of fish. East and west, we have the bays
Yep.
that are flounder, redfish, speckled trout, and another never-ending supply. And then you go north, and you have all the beautiful lakes and creeks and bayous with black bass and brim and so forth. And so we truly are a fishing compass here. We're right in the middle.
It really is, and you know, I'm a fisherman. I'm big into kayak fishing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And this is a kayak fishing dream.
Yep. Well, I want again to say welcome.
Thank you very much.
What a pleasure to have you take the time out, especially on the day before the 4th of July when you're trying to hope that you don't get nature's fireworks instead of your own.
It's gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
So, question: when can we go fishing?
Next week.
Sounds great.
You got a boat?
Y'all heard that, right? We're going fishing.
You got a boat?
No, but you do, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
My friends do.
Okay,
Don't worry,
outstanding.
we'll have a boat. Stay with us because we're going to be back with a wrap up on today's edition, and as usual, we will bring you some fishing.
Hi folks, Larry Lee here at Coin and Bullion Reserves. The Swiss government has requested that the Federal Reserve return to it all of the gold bullion which it has long had deposited at Fort Knox. Do they know something you and I don't? Well, I think I do know. And I think it may be time for you to consider buying some gold and silver too. And no one will sell you gold and silver cheaper than Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
Coin and bullion reserves.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
Captain Anderson makes fishing a breeze. There's a galley on board, and your comfortable trip is all-inclusive. Rod, reel, tackle, bait, and your fishing license. The traditional all-day trip from 7 to 5 p.m. Come aboard the Captain Anderson for a relaxing day of bottom fishing. There's plenty of room, so bring the whole family. It's a whopping big adventure, and that's no fishtail. The Captain Anderson is located at Captain Anderson's Marina, where the fish are always biting and the kids are always smiling. Please call for cruise schedules.
When was the last time you took a few minutes out of your busy schedule to enjoy the simple things? The wide open spaces, the uncharted territory, the moments that seem to stick with you for a lifetime. Well, what are you waiting for? Half hitch. Get out there.
How will the new healthcare regulations affect you? Call Mike Nichols at Nichols & Associates, your local Florida Blue agency for the answers. Stop by today or call 747-0288.
Need a storage shed, pole barn, or garage? Who do you call? Two-time site-built buildings. They come completely prefabbed with aluminum siding and 3/4-inch floors. Constructed on your property by James McConnell and his crew. With no middleman, his prices is lower, and with easy payment terms. Here's my 12-foot by 20-foot shed that went through a 3-foot gate and anchored like a mobile home. He's been building here for 15 years. See the samples at 3822 Highway 98 in Springfield and call today at 850-257-5729. When you want your lawn to go from this to this, you need to call Leroy Dennis and his helper Bill Grimes. They can do it in one day. Not only that, but Leroy offers discounts to seniors and active and former military. He and his partner can handle any commercial jobs. Don't wait to give them a call at 358-6696. Guess what? If you aren't satisfied, I'll pay for it myself. Don't delay. Call the experts now and look great tomorrow. Well, folks, it's so great to be here at the City Marina with a new manager. And I do want to tell you that we're going to close today by bringing you some red snapper video from a couple of years ago where we really caught big red snapper, and we've still got a few weeks for recreational to go. So let's go out and catch them. And remember, groupers open. And here's what's happening.
Good morning, coffee. Good morning, cigarettes. Well, I should know you, my old friends. Won't help me to forget kissing coffee from her sweet lips in a golden morning rain, and it's looking like a cold white Dixie day. Mockingbird, mockingbird, so high on your wire. Was it your song I heard? Love, love, sweet desire. Now summer's gone and you're home alone. You ain't got much to say, except it's looking like a cold white Dixie day. Oak tree out my window, you can choose from what you've seen. Bring me another morning when all of your leaves were green. You can tell me once more about her before the memories fade away. And it's looking like a cold white Dixie day. And it's looking like a cold white Dixie day.
Well, that's it for today's edition. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you need weddings, whatever it is for video production, call Jay Granberg, my producer, at 630-3993. 850, of course, 630-3993. Jay will take care of you. Tight lines.